Union Rags, proving Lane's End's tried and true stallion-making formula. A formula that leads to success for our partners and our stallions. Union Rags sired 3 Grade 1 winners in his first crop of runners: Paradise Woods, Dancing Rags, and Union Strike. With million-dollar progeny in the sales ring, he's a leader of his generation. Union Rags, a stallion that stands above the rest.
Hi, everybody. Dan Illman, Matt Burney are taking a look at Pegasus World Cup Contender. Something awesome. Our Pegasus World Cup coverage is presented by Lane's End. And Matt, something awesome is going to be perhaps the longest shot on the board in the Pegasus World Cup. He's the house horse in Adena Springs homebred.
I got to be honest with you, though. This is a horse that on his best day, he got really good last year early on when they stretched him out in distance on the main track. For the longest time, he had been campaigning on synthetic up at Woodbine. Then they brought him down here. They ran him on the dirt, and they stretched him out in distance, and he really seemed to appreciate it. You're right. He's going to be a big price, but I don't think he's totally out of the question as far as getting a piece of this thing.
His 2 fastest races have come at 1 mile and 1/8. His 2 triple-digit buyers on his resume have come at the 9th for a long distance, including a win in the Charlestown Classic around 3 turns. Then he was the beaten favorite in the Pimlico Special. Something happened to him that day. He was away for a long time. He returned to the races in what I think was a nice prep race. At 7 furlongs, he chased a very sharp horse named Colonel Sharp. They turned to the stretch that day. Colonel Sharp is on the lead. Something awesome is at the back of the pack down towards the inside. And I think considering the layoff and the fact that this horse was likely not cranked up 100%, he gave a good, honest performance. He can build off of this effort. He's stretching out to an appropriate distance, but still, these are tougher and deeper waters.
But like you say, that run at Laurel, that's kind of what you're looking for, is a sort of a means to an end. Get a good race into him, have him come with a nice run. You know that's a distance that's too short, and it's coming off of a long layoff. He's going to be going longer now. He's going to be tighter for this race here. I'm going to be very curious to see where he's positioned because his running style has been a little bit, let's just say, adaptive, depending on whatever happens. He can be a little bit closer. I'm not suggesting he's going to be up there pushing the pace, but he can be mid-pack, or if things are just really crazy, he can come from way out of it. Like I said, I don't think he's totally impossible underneath.
One of the more creative work tabs I've ever seen since his most recent start. 7 furlongs, 7 furlongs, a mile and 1/8 work on December the 15th, then 1 mile and a 5 furlong breeze. Something awesome. Should at least have the stamina into him right now to get the 1 mile and 1/8. The distance is no problem. He's going to be a gigantic price. Where is he going to be from a running style standpoint? Something tells me that they're going to take him back, try to make one run and get a piece of the pie.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't want him to be as far back as he was in that return effort. But to be fair, that was at 7/8 of a mile. I'd like him to be within shouting distance. I don't want him to be coming from 15 out of it. If he's sitting 8 or 9 lengths out of it, I think he has a better opportunity to get a piece as opposed to being that true confirmed just dead 1-run closer. But at the same time, if you are looking at it saying, all right, maybe a win is out of our reach, but maybe a 3rd or 4th place finish is right there, I don't know. Maybe his best option is to take him all the way back and try to make that one run.
As you mentioned, this is the biggest class test to date for something awesome. Reformed claimer turned millionaire. 50-1, is that a fair price, or do you actually need more? I mean, there have been worse 50-1 shots in big races.
No, I was going to say, look, if I'm using him underneath, that's more than fair. Heck, I'd even be encouraged at 35-1 because, again, on his best day, if you think he can earn a triple-digit buyer, that's still saying more than some of the other horses in this race. And at this distance, I think that's a great equalizer. I really genuinely don't think he deserves to be as big a price as he's likely to be.
I agree. You can make the argument that he has excuses for his last 2 races. The last one, short distance off of a very long layoff, might not have been cranked up. The race before that over a sloppy track where something must have gone awry. He's too good to be eased 42 lengths as the favorite in a race like the Pimlico Special. He must have pulled something or was injured. But something awesome if he goes back to the race 3 back, triple-digit buyer at 9 furlongs. It's a tall order, to be sure. He's going to be a big price. Something awesome represents the Stronach Group in the Pegasus World Cup. Our coverage presented by Lane's End.